Hey everybody, welcome back to What's for Dinner. I hope you guys are just all doing awesome. Nothing you guys hear tonight should be considered medical advice. Make sure you reach out to your provider if you have any kind of medical questions. If you guys are looking for a hormone provider, feel free to feel free to go to worldlinkmedical.com and look at their provider directory.
Yep.
And if you're looking for somebody who specializes in metabolic health, so fat loss using low carb, keto, carnivore type ways of eating, then you can go to lowcarbusa.org or smhp.org. All right. So,
Yes. And don't forget to look forward to the Low Carb Boca in January. So go to Low Carb USA's Facebook page, see the speakers, and maybe sign up and see us there.
yeah, we'll be there for sure. Anyway, so our low insulin way of eating today, guys, we've got a couple of things that were left over from yesterday. Did you want to talk about them?
Yeah. So yesterday we had ribeyes and shrimp Alfredo. So I just, in a big iron skillet on the stovetop, 1.5 blocks of cream cheese, 1 whole stick of butter, pressed garlic, some shredded Parmesan, and then heavy whipping cream. And then I saute that for a while, let that simmer, and then I add peel cooked shrimp, so I don't have to worry about timing. But then I just let it in there and get hot.
Yeah, so there's shrimp in there, believe it or not, but they're hidden.
Well, because there's not much left, I don't think.
There's not a whole lot. We dug into it pretty good. And then we have spinach dip over here. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm just going to put the recipe out because
Okay.
and then maybe people can screenshot it.
Okay.
It's this one right here.
So the artichoke spinach dip?
Yep, minus the artichokes.
Minus the artichokes.
And I quadruple this to make a pan, and this is how much is left over.
Yeah, we've got a lot of hungry mouths to feed, so we have to make more than that. Okay, hopefully we held that there for long enough. So
they can screenshot it.
They sure can. Okay, and then Teresa made me a goulash here. So we have our 90% lean ground beef, and then Teresa added in some eggs, and then we also did some beef tallow, which I'll show you our canister of beef tallow that we have. And then Teresa is air frying some wings that we bought from the butcher.
Yep.
And we season those.
Yep.
And then over here, we've got a little leftover bacon from last night. And then I did the Philly cheesesteak brats. I got those from a local butcher. And there's the Wagyu beef tallow that we got. I actually ordered this on Amazon. So you can get it there if you need to. And here's some of the seasonings we use. The Jane's Crazy Mixed Up. I just used the avocado oil for the pan here where I did the sauce or the brats. And then Teresa, you have some taco seasoning that you made.
Yeah. I can't remember. A few nights ago, I put the recipe up too, but it's online too. It's cumin, chili powder, paprika, garlic, onion.
Okay. And so we just make it so we know what's in it.
Yeah.
All right. So the theme tonight, we're going to kind of continue on something we started a couple of days ago. Tonight is going to be kids and ADHD, part 2.
Yeah, because we talked a little bit about it, and you guys had a lot of comments on that because it is a little frustrating because I took when I was pregnant as, I don't have to worry about sucking my stomach in, so I just ate whatever I wanted, which is, the kids would have become an addict outside the womb because when I start with my regular meals, it was all the low-fat, muffins and bagels and pasta, so they would have gotten it anyway. But there's a lot of diagnoses of autism, ADD, and ADHD these days. So when someone goes in to get that diagnosis, nobody asks, most people don't ask, what's your child seeing with their ears and their eyes, hearing and seeing? How much screen time are they getting? Are they exercising? Do they go outside for fresh air? Are they, what are they eating? Okay. You guys have to wake up, not just parents, but everybody. Our food here is banned in 30 countries. Okay. Our food here that we eat is banned in 30 countries. Okay, so when we're talking about kids and we're talking about ADD and autism, we're talking about red dye. We're talking about 3 and 40. We're talking about blue 1 and 2. We're talking about yellow 5 and 6. I mean, those dyes are targeted to Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, candy, M&Ms, all that kind of stuff.
Twinkies.
Mm-hmm. Yellow Twinkies, yeah.
Yep.
The other thing is, how much sleep are they getting? Are they in their room sneaking gaming while you guys are sleeping? What's their family life like? So we just talked about marriage and relationships last week. Is their mom going through menopause and now the mom and dad are fighting because we have unresolved issues that now we can't deal with anymore because we've swept it under the rug for so long? Like, what is all of that? That all matters.
Mm-hmm.
And then are they outside? Are they getting fresh air? We're kids from the 80s, so we spent all of our time outside.
Loved it too.
Right. They didn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Remember Atari? You had the little joystick Atari. And after, we weren't we didn't have an Atari for a really long time, but when I went to my friend's house, at some point the moms would always say, that's enough gaming. Like, you have to go outside. So,
Well, we used to have to game on our Atari in the main TV in the house because we didn't have one in every bedroom.
right.
We didn't have them in our hand in a little phone. We didn't have them in our car.
Yeah.
Like, it was in the main house. So when our parents were ready to watch TV, like, okay, shut off the Atari. It's time. We're going to turn on HBO on cable TV.
That's true.
Showtime, Cinemax.
Well, sugar addiction starts in utero. So sugar crosses the placenta, and the central reward system of the brain starts to be recognized very early on. So that's dopamine. Dopamine hits, whether it's sugar, pornography, gambling, shopping, hits on Instagram or Twitter, that kind of thing. The theory is then the brain that early on in utero can then be hardwired for sugar and sugar addiction.
That's why they dig into the kids on all the cereals and stuff like that on the bottom shelves.
Yeah.
The goal is to get them addicted as young as possible. If they can get them before they're 8 years old, they're addicted for life. So.
And if your mom is going through perimenopause and her and your dad are kind of fighting, then she's going to say yes every time to whatever you want.
Oh yeah. All you got to do is stomp your feet a few times, and mom and dad or whoever's going to give in.
Yep. So then last week I had a woman come in, a woman and her daughter. The daughter was 13, which is not my usual age group, but the mom was in menopause, and then the 13-year-old had just been diagnosed with autism and ADD. So she's 13. She just finally got the diagnosis about a year and a half earlier, and the mom came in, or a year and a half or 2 years. So let's just say 11. And the mom said, I just do not want her to be on these meds. I need something natural, a natural thing to do. So her history was she got diagnosed. She got put on Concerta, which is an ADD medicine. The Concerta caused her to be angry and have outbursts. So she got put on an antidepressant. Then the Concerta, we all know Ritalin, Concerta, Vyvanse, they all make you lose a ton of weight because it's a stimulant. Okay. It's a methamphetamine, except it's legal. It wasn't, made in a house somewhere in the woods. So then she lost a whole bunch of weight. So then she had to go on an appetite suppressant. So we're on Concerta, antidepressant, stimulant. And then she couldn't sleep because everybody knows those ADD medicines keep you up at night. So then the kids can't sleep. So then she got put on Clonopine, which is in the class of benzodiazepines at 11.
Yeah, we talk about this a lot. One thing leads to the polypharmacy stuff. One thing leads to the other. Fixes a symptom of one problem, but causes a whole new problem on its own. And then you have to treat that new problem with another drug that, again, just masks the symptoms, but causes another problem. And I don't know what to call it. I've got to come up with some sort of a cascade. We got to come up with a creative name for, this whole.
Yeah. It just, those kinds of things, I get sad in the office. Like my heart just breaks, but this mom is pretty motivated, even though she's entering menopause. She's pretty motivated. So talk to her about food. Food is number one. And so they told me the little girl, 13-year-old, craves sugar so bad that she'll go eat ketchup out of the fridge, straight out of the bottle.
Yeah.
Because ketchup is straight sugar.
Yep.
I also told her there's a doctor, Dr. Kendall Stewart in Austin, Texas, and he does neurogenomics. So he does DNA testing where you do saliva in the mouth, and he can see what kind of SNPs you have. So that's gene variations, single nucleopeptide polymorphisms, SNP. And then he has his own supplement line to help with, and he sees highly disabled and non-functioning kids. But then neurobiologics is the supplements. Yeah. And so then he can help you really do exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah, he developed formulations that will specifically target and create or fix the deficiencies that are caused by some of those SNPs that Teresa was mentioning earlier. So it's pretty cool how he set that all up. And
we started doing it in the office. It just never took off, and I just kind of want to be a specialized person in the one thing. So
yeah.
But his patients are pretty severely disabled.
Yeah.
And so he even made the supplement formulations with liquid or lotions because some of those kids can't eat on their own or swallow.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's what we're doing with her. And then I'm just going to check for, thyroid disorder, vitamin and mineral deficiencies, anything that's really obvious. But the fix here is food. And it's going to be hard. She's 13.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of at the core of the whole thing for her, it sounds like. Right on.
So again, wake up. All of you wake up. Our food that we eat here is banned in 30 countries.
Yeah, and these are 30 westernized countries. You know, this is we're talking about the European Union here. So, you know, in that, something we didn't even talk about was, and you know, we were big into this a while back, was GMOs.
Yeah.
Genetically modified organisms. So our food is loaded with them, you know, with glyphosate and with all these other pesticides and chemicals, and the plants themselves are, you know, genetically modified.
Right.
And nobody knows what, well, I mean, Bayer Crop Science and, you know, Syngenta and some of them probably know what it does long term. But
the thing is, those are all endocrine disruptors.
Yes.
So we're going to do a whole night on breast cancer. Is it hormones, like the hormones God made us to make, or is it endocrine disruptors? And when you talk about glyphosate, what I always forget to tell people, obviously not always because now I'm not, but women, if you have daughters or women that are still menstruating and using tampons, it's full of glyphosate. You put it in your vagina, that's the most absorbable tissue besides the eyes and the mouth. You got to get organic, GMO-free tampons and pads.
Yeah, definitely. Right on.
So,
all right.
Anyway, that's all. How can you know better? How can you do better if you don't know better? How can you know that this stuff matters when the physicians and the other providers don't ask you how your kid's sleep is, how much screen time? I mean, they probably pay screen time a little lip service because that's kind of obvious and easy. But how do they sleep? What's your family life like? How do they get outside? You know, that kind of stuff matters.
Yep. Okay. Well, guys, if you're new to this channel or this page, please, you know, feel free to give us a like here, like or subscribe, depending upon which flavor of social media you're on. And also anything you guys can do to help us out by sending us some likes or, you know, little thumbs up or emojis or even a hello comment or something like that. That all helps the algorithms and helps our placement with regards to YouTube and Facebook. Yep. So if you're good, we're good.
I'm good.
All right. Well, as always, we love you guys
so much.
and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.